Ambassador Zethkar's crystalline appendages clicked nervously against the polished obsidian table as he reviewed the unanimous decision. The Galactic Senate had spoken with one voice, unprecedented in the Council's 3,000-year history. Humanity would be silenced. The young species had been nothing but trouble since their admission to the galactic community 50 years ago. Where other civilizations spoke in measured tones and followed protocols established across millennia, humans shouted, interrupted, and worse, questioned everything. They challenged trade agreements that had maintained peace for centuries, demanded explanations for laws that were simply accepted wisdom, and had the audacity to propose alternatives to systems that worked perfectly well. "The motion passes," Senator Vexhai announced, her voice carrying the authority of her species' 1,000-year tenure on the Council. "Earth's communication privileges are hereby revoked. Their representatives will observe in silence until they learn proper decorum." The assembled delegates, beings of crystal, gas, plasma, and forms that defied easy categorization, rippled with approval. Finally, the cacophonous humans would learn their place, but they had underestimated humanity's capacity for creative interpretation. Captain Sarah Chen stood on the bridge of the UES Defiance, watching the formal notification scroll across her screen. Around her, the crew of humanity's most advanced exploration vessel read the same message with expressions ranging from disbelief to rage. "Communication privileges revoked," she read aloud, her voice steady despite the fury building in her chest. "We're to remain silent until we demonstrate appropriate reverence for galactic institutions." Lieutenant Commander Rodriguez, her tactical officer, looked up from his console. "Captain, we're receiving similar messages from every human ship in the fleet. They want us muzzled." Chen smiled, a predatory expression that would have terrified the crystalline Senator Zethkar had he witnessed it. "Muzzled, Rodriguez?" They asked for silence, but they never specified what kind of silence. Within hours, the first reports reached the Galactic Senate. Human ships throughout the galaxy had gone completely dark. No communications, no acknowledgments, no responses to hails. At first, the Senate congratulated itself. The unruly species had finally learned compliance. Then the attacks began. Not attacks in the traditional sense that the galaxy understood warfare. No grand fleets meeting in space, no formal declarations, no honor codes. Instead, human vessels appeared like ghosts throughout the galaxy's most crucial trade routes. They struck without warning, disabled ships with frightening efficiency, and vanished before any response could be mounted. But they never killed. That was the most unsettling part for the galactic community. Pirates killed, raiders killed, warriors killed. These humans simply inconvenienced. They disabled cargo ships and left them drifting, crews unharmed but cargo holds empty. They infiltrated mining operations and sabotaged equipment, leaving bewildered workers stranded but alive. They hacked communication networks and replaced important transmissions with human music, something called rock and roll, that grated against most species' auditory sensors. Senator Zethkar found his normally calm demeanor cracking as reports flooded in. The humans had somehow interpreted their order for silence as permission to wage the strangest war in galactic history, a war fought entirely without words. "They're not even trying to communicate," he told the emergency session of the Senate. "They won't respond to our demands for negotiation. They won't acknowledge our attempts at diplomacy. They've taken our order literally, complete silence." "Then revoke the order," Senator Vexhai demanded. "Tell them they can speak again." "We tried," Zethkar replied, his crystalline structure dimming with embarrassment. "They won't listen to our rescission. As far as they're concerned, we told them to be silent, so they're being silent." What the Senate didn't understand, what no species in their millennia of careful, regulated civilization could comprehend, was that humans had turned silence into their most eloquent statement. Every disabled ship, every sabotaged facility, every system infiltration carried the same message. "You wanted us quiet? This is what our quiet looks like." Captain Chen watched from the bridge of the Defiance as another liberation operation concluded successfully. The Alterran cargo vessel drifted peacefully, its crew unharmed, its holds now empty of the rare minerals that funded the Senate's increasingly oppressive policies. "Captain," her communications officer reported, "we're receiving multiple hails from Senate vessels, Alterran security forces, and—" She paused. "What appears to be every major government in the galaxy. Are any of those communications ordering us to break our silence?" Chen asked. "No, ma'am. They're all demanding negotiations, asking for terms, or," the officer smiled, "begging us to just tell them what we want. Then we maintain radio silence. The Senate ordered us to be quiet until we learned proper reverence for galactic institutions." Chen's grin widened. "I'd say we're teaching them some reverence right back. The war, if it could be called that, lasted exactly 73 days. 73 days of human ships appearing and disappearing like phantoms, of crucial supplies vanishing without a trace, of communication networks playing human symphonies instead of trade negotiations. 73 days of the galaxy's most powerful civilizations discovering what humanity did best, turning rules into weapons. On the 74th day, the Galactic Senate passed another unanimous resolution. Ambassador Zethkar delivered it personally, his crystalline form actually kneeling before the assembled human representatives. "The Galactic Senate formally requests," he began, his voice barely above a whisper, "that humanity resume normal diplomatic communications." Captain Chen, now promoted to admiral for her role in what historians would call the Silent War, looked at the assembled alien dignitaries. For a long moment, she said nothing, and in that silence, every being present understood exactly how much power the absence of words could hold. Finally, she spoke. "The Terran Federation accepts the Senate's request. We look forward to future discussions where our voice will be heard and respected." The galaxy had ordered silence, expecting submission. Instead, they had awakened something far more dangerous. A species that could turn even their enforced quiet into a declaration that they would never, ever be silenced again.